Hello everybody and welcome to Northwest Stadium just outside of the nation's capital in Landover, Maryland. It's an NFC East battle for the first time this season on a Sunday. Cowboys already took the L to the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football in the season opener. And one more NFC East rival will get a win and another a loss here just outside of D.C. downtown. Hopefully you guys are having an excellent Thursday evening. We've got some great football coming your way. Russell Wilson leading his new team, the New York Football Giants, into town, ready to take on Jaden Daniels and the hyped-up Washington Commanders after their NFC Championship charge last season. Fell short to the eventual Super Bowl champions in Philadelphia, 55-23 in the NFC title game. Looking to take it a step further and get some hardware underneath their belt here in 2025 as we are underway with a Luke McCaffrey return up to the 26-yard line. And so here comes JD5. What a rookie season this guy had. Second overall pick in last year's draft out of LSU. And it's something about quarterbacks out of that university down south that have really shown up and shown out in the NFL early on in their career. And of course, he continues the trend that Joe Burrow started with the Bengals. One game short of a Super Bowl appearance last year. Not very many people had them going anywhere near that point, and yet they blocked out all the doubt and did it their way. First carry from Brian Robinson Jr. is a 1-yard pickup as we welcome everybody joining me. The local Breadman, SM, Lav, the mock draft guy, Lestat, LaShawn, Flash Gordon, and everybody else joining me throughout. Looking forward to a great division matchup today. As B-Rob gets us started there with a 1-yard pickup, here is Austin Eckler alongside LA Charger, and he's going to run through a tackle from Brian Burns right there. Able to throw him forward for a 6-yard pickup, nearing a first down. Watching the stadium right now down the street from me. There you go. There you have it. Daniels looking to go to work here after the opening 2 plays were rushes. JD5 now through the air, right back to it. Just how we started off in his rookie season with a good completion to Terry McLaurin. What up, Charles Thomas? This year's team will have a surprising top 10 defense. All they need is a blueprint from that 2020 defensive line and nothing changing from last season on the offensive end. Ended up really being their defense that cost them a chance at the Super Bowl. 55 points given up in that NFC title game as B-Rob spins free of a tackle across midfield. And that will take Washington across the line to gain once more. And that's a terrific run. Some offseason additions, though, for this Commanders team. Most notably, Deebo Samuel making his way over here. Quite the trip all the way from San Francisco, looking to make a new home here in the nation's capital. 2-yard pickup for Brian Robinson Jr. that time. Commanders might do worse this year. Their schedule isn't looking soft. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think they'll be a wild card team again. I don't know. They had some crazy good luck on their side last year, to be fair. What up, Bolty? Scary Terry in press coverage at the top of the screen here, as Daniels well protected in the pocket, stepping right, heaving this one down the sideline, knocked away incomplete, looking for Deebo Samuel. Not shying away from his new target. Drew Phillips, though, in coverage, the young quarterback. CB3 on the depth chart. Looking to make an impact on the defensive end. What up, John Ziller? Big JD5 guy today. Most people are, as he has a 5-receiver set here on a 3rd and 8. Not shied away from the pass. Extra blitzer coming. Picked up. And Scary Terry has his second first down reception. What up, Nick Bonomi? Could be a sophomore slump for JD then. A great third year. That usually is the course a lot of great rookie quarterbacks take. I feel like Herbert went through that. Baker Mayfield is probably the best example of a sophomore slump. But it does happen. It's all about year 3, though. How do you recover? How do you respond? Although Daniels looking to avoid that altogether with a great second year, and here he is on the read option, taking it himself, diving forward to pick up first down yardage. And that's something those two guys, Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield, don't have. A pair of legs that can get them from point A to point B in as quick of a time as Jaden Daniels. Much more firepower on this year's team with a much improved O-line. I would agree with that statement, though. Commanders knocking on the doorstep of the red zone here on their opening drive. Deebo Samuel in motion. His first touch of the football in a Commander uniform. And he will dive forward for 9 yards, push back at the 14-yard line. And we really haven't talked much about this Giants defense, too. They had quite a lot of additions as well. Javon Holland coming over from Miami, drafting Abdul Carter. And, of course, Jackson Dart on the offensive end, too. Currently registered as QB3 behind Jameis Winston and Russ on the offensive end. We'll see him in a little bit. Here is Daniels from the pocket, delivers this one to Austin Eckler. He'll take that one for 4 yards. What a BG Pro. Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I do have the Commanders winning the division. Wow. That's bold. That's a bold take, but I respect it. I like that. Rival the greatest show on turf? It might. That would be something. Looks like the Giants here going to rush just 4, and that means Washington will take advantage with a rush of their own. It's Austin Eckler to the 4-yard line. I'm interested to see this Giants offense, especially against the defense like Washington. Russ is going to have to get used to the mechanics of the New York Football Giants very, very quickly. Deebo Samuel in the slot here on 2nd and 4. From the 4-yard line, handoff this to Brian Robinson Jr. and a great tackle made there by Micah McFadden, the middle linebacker of the New York Football Giants. Loss of about a half yard makes it a 3rd and 4. Quick opening drive here for Washington, milking away some clock as well. Brian Burns is in coverage. Looks like he's on Deebo Samuel. That might be a mismatch, and Daniels is taken down. Again, it's McFadden. And Washington closed out of the end zone with a last gasp effort from the New York Giants. Yeah, Heineke was dangerously close to beating the eventual Super Bowl champs that year. Remember watching that game, Mike Tirico on the call before he did Sunday Night Football officially. And that means Matt Gay's coming on for a 27-yard chip shot to open up the scoring here in Landover. It's up and good. Commanders' lead is a field goal. Disappointing end to an exciting opening drive. Yeah, just the one catch, I believe it's going to be ruled. Not sure 100% if that was forward or backward for Deebo Samuel of 9 yards. Yeah, I think Washington probably is going to be a little bit worse this year. Not like, I don't know, not like 2022 to 2023 Vikings drop off, but they were very similar teams, you know. Giants will take over here with a Wan'Dale Robinson return. That's a good one, you know, up to the 32-yard line. And that brings out Russell Wilson. Sorry, that was Emir Smith-Marset, actually, on the return there for New York. Him and Wan'Dale Robinson, both return men on this team. Robinson taking over wide receiver 3 duties here in New York. Theo Johnson now the tight end 1 for the G-men. As Russ will open up his first step as a New York Giant from under center with a handoff to Tracy. And he will run through defenders up to the 36, 4-yard pickup. Tyrone Tracy taking over running back 1 duties this season. Devin Singletary getting up there in age, and so they want the fresh young legs of a guy like Tyrone Tracy. Can't blame him. See how electric he can be in his career. Been with the Giants his entire NFL life, and he will pick up 2 more on a right side rush. And that is McGee on the tackle. Tepper schedule not going to be as lucky. Yeah, that's about what I factor in. Something along those lines. Commander defense looking for an opening drive, 3 and out. Low snap collected by Russ. Hit as he throws, but he fires a completion to Theo Johnson. Right at the midfield stripe. Giants drive continues. Winner of this game will join Philadelphia atop the NFC. I should say the NFC East. After that recent possibility for the Lions to not pass, so division records still matter. And the loser joining the Dallas Cowboys at the bottom after week 1. Here's a great handoff and a good run for Tyrone Tracy. Hits the second extension inside the 10-yard line. What a carry. And that'll take us to the end of one, an explosion for the New York Giants. Will ship us to the last 8 minutes of the opening half. Where's Cam Scadaboo? Not for real, though. 17 yards a carry in the opening quarter. That is a dangerous man for the Giants right now. Russ running for his life, firing back of the end zone, and a veteran decision to get rid of that one. Yeah, that was the beauty, Philly. Can't escape him. NFC East, I think, is the only division playing all around against each other in week 1. G-Man right back to the I formation. Pitch right side is to Tracy, sneaking upfield, and he is taken down at the 2-yard line. Great vision there from the youngster. 4 carries now, 55 yards. Got done grocery shopping. Less than full volume in the pocket. Glad I could provide some background noise. There you have it. Malik Neighbors now in press coverage. No targets yet for him. What a sensational rookie season he had last year. Looking for the football here. Instead, it'll be the tight end, Theo Johnson, in the end zone. And the Giants lead early. That is a terrific opening drive for the G-Men. And the Commanders' defense a bit sleepy. Russell Wilson's first career drive as a Giant is a success. Looking to bring a different style to the Meadowlands. Love to see it. Even Giants fans think this is unrealistic because they're scoring touchdowns. I mean, hey, Madden has their own unique way of providing quote-unquote realistic simulation football. We have seen just about everything but realism in most of our Madden sims. Although, as the extra point is up and good here for Graham Gano, there's a lot of realism in turnovers that accumulated in that one. Ugly, ugly display of football. Hey, we got some stream lag. We're good, though. Should be fine now. I will still never understand how my streams lag with a LAN cable, but as long as it doesn't happen in the clutch, and as long as stream is still streaming, that's all that matters to me. Gano will step up and kick us right back off here. Commanders trailing by 4 in the second quarter. Great return here by Austin Eckler. Up to the 32. JD5 taking back over, looking for a more complete drive after a failed red zone opportunity. EG Pro got the Giants at 6-11, Cowboys at 8-9, Eagles at 11-6. Commanders win the tiebreaker and win the division. Okay. Again, I'll say that's bold, but not unbelievable. In the pistol here. On first and 10. Daniels is going to hand this one off to Brian Robinson Jr. running over defenders en route to a first down. 14-yard pickup that time. And he survived a gunshot wound, not much more you could do to bring him down. And he was back quicker than anybody had ever expected out of a GSW victim. Glad to see him back out here. Ball, another carry up the middle. And he is shot backwards by Javon Holland. Ran through an initial tackle by the veteran Dexter Lawrence. Expect Sexy Dexy, as they call him, to have a big impact here on this defensive line. Spell Scary Terry touchdown. Already got 2 catches. Could happen. A lot more firepower here now in Washington. Daniels running right, stepping up in the pocket. Got to be careful, and Brian Burns has got him. 6-yard sack back to the original line of scrimmage. And returning to the Commander half of the field. Tyrone Tracy loving it. Felt like he deserved that touchdown at the end of that drive. Didn't get it, though, on 3rd and goal. Ample opportunity in the future to get what he feels is his, and I think he has every right to feel that way. Daniels now after the sack. Bunch formation is to his left. Giants bring an extra blitzer, and that's going to wind up incomplete regardless. Pressure didn't get there, didn't matter. Daniels inaccurate. And that means a punt for Washington. How about the Giants? What rookie would you draft the highest this year in fantasy? I feel like Chenti, realistically, is a potential first-round pick, depending on where you end up. This punt is going to end up being fair, caught at the 17. Slow rotation there from Tressway. Commander fans feel like he's a little bit sketchy. I mean, if you're drafting defenders in fantasy, I can't really speak, but I feel like Genti could potentially be like a top 15 pick. So if you're in like a 14-man league, possibly. G-Men back to it here, still ahead in the second quarter, 5.5 to go before the break, as this is going to be fired across the face of the field for the first down. And that is Jalen Hyatt on the catch. He'll be wide receiver for this year, behind Neighbors, Robinson, and Slayton, current starting wide receiver core. Giants, though, surprisingly, seem to have fixed their offensive issues in the offseason based on what we have seen so far. Russ taking his sweet, sweet time here. 5 to go, and a snap is taken, and a big outside run for Tyrone Tracy, really stepping it up here in week number 1. Lots of good rookie tight ends this year, too, that is true. Can't forget about that. Don't have Dallas making the playoffs, that's realistic. Gabriel Shadur or Dart, who would I take? Probably Shadur, I don't know. No bias. 2 receivers, left and right for Russ here. 4-man rush is picked up for the moment. Not going to last all day, and Wilson is sacked. Frankie Louvu looks like, yes it is. We all know how much he likes to get in the backfield as soon as possible, sometimes before the snap. A little ambitious. Cannot blame the guy, though. Loss of 13, and that is Russ Incarnate. Most sacked quarterback out of all active QBs in the NFL. Smell a Marshawn pick, could happen. Commanders have him right where they want him, behind the sticks here. On 2nd and 23, Russell check it down, get some yardage back to Theo Johnson. Just looking to hang on to the football, and he does so. 9-yard pickup, nothing too bad there. And we'll see. Frankie, I still miss you. Long time Panther. Also loved him in Carolina. Nice chunk yardage there for the tight end. Still 3rd and 14, though. Blitz coming. Russ looking to not be sacked again, and he will throw this one away. 4th down coming up for Washington's opponents, and then we'll get the football back. Next is Niners Seahawks, I believe. I think tomorrow is Titans Broncos, the first look at Cam Ward. As Jamie Gillen, the Scottish Hammer, with the left foot, getting this one away. It is a booming kick, end over end, returnable from the 11. And a tackle made on Luke McCaffrey at the 17. Now, let me verify real quick to see what we got coming up next. Yeah, we got the Titans Broncos tomorrow night, and then the Niners Seahawks on Saturday evening. Both those games should be fairly exciting. Really Russ in the passer, I like that. Extra big man out there here on 1st and 10. Daniels on a tight end attack. We'll check it down to Zach Ertz, and he has got first down yardage up to the 30. Super Bowl champion with the Philadelphia Eagles. Had to feel weird playing against them last year in a meaningful game on many scales. Anyone else find Tyrese Halliburton annoying? Just asking for a friend. Not yet. He might get there, though. JD5 now from the 30. Another check down caught by Noah Brown. He'll have to take over wide receiver 3 duties now. No more De'Ami Brown. He is off to Jacksonville. And, of course, Jahan Dotson set to Philadelphia midseason last year. Targets come and go here in Washington, except for Terry McLaurin for the most part. Here's a pitch right side to Brian Robinson Jr. And Bobby Okereke all over that one. And will send us to the 2-minute warning. A quick first 14 minutes here in Landover. Sees the Giants hold a surprising lead in week number 1. I like that rustling the passer, though. That is not a bad one. Awfully creative. Short third down situation here for the Washington Commanders. 6-man rush is coming. Daniels is just fine with that one. Finds Noah Brown up to the 49-yard line. That'll be a first down for Washington, just short of midfield. Giants are going to have to step it up in the secondary, though. Cannot send an all-out blitz and not expect somebody to be open downfield, although Daniels escaping a sack, stepping up in the pocket, now taken down by Okereke. Great effort, though. Thought for a minute there he was going to escape and make something absolutely crazy happen. Giants, though, able to wrap him up eventually. Another sack, though. Raise Hale, welcome back. Laying that Brown out. 83-85, my bad on that one. 4-yard loss, though, for Washington. And again, it's a 6-man rush. The Giants have been sending those all day, and Lane drops that one. And that will bring up third and a long 14 to go. Double dip at JD5 at Scary Area. Won me a fantasy league last year. They were scary. That was a nasty duo. Giants looking for the football back here before halftime. If they can get a stop here, Daniels pocket collapsing, poised, but delivers an incompletion. Terrific defense here from the Giants. Deontay Banks that time with the pass breakup. And Washington just can't stay ahead of the numbers, finding themselves in deep situations time and time again. Late in the first half, Tressway back to it. On for the punt from the 45, gets this one away. From the 35, the lefty out of bounds inside the 20. Marked out at the 17. Russ taken back over. Just a one opening drive touchdown in this one. And the Commanders have that opening drive field goal. Giants do get the ball to begin the second half. Looking for a little bit of a double dip here. Had J.D. Chase and Terry lost the championship by 20. That is tragic. Wilson now in the 1-minute drill. All 3 timeouts left for the Giants. Looking for some more points before the break. And a great start to this drive. Jalen Hyatt picked out on an 8-yard pickup. Immediate timeout taken by the Giants. Sorry, that is Darius Slayton. I didn't know we were 18 now. Guess I'll have to fix that on my end. Let me do that real quick before I keep looking down and getting that wrong. Did wear 86. Wearing 18 now. Good to know. Giants burn their first time out of the drive. Now it's Washington sending a blitz. Not going to work out too nicely as Tyrone Tracy with the catch, although he is brought down necessarily. Try to see who that was there. And that is the veteran, Bobby Wagner, who saved about a 20-yard pickup. Best time to run a screenplay is on a blitz. Almost worked out there. Time is ticking away here. Giants don't want to give Washington the football back. And so they are complacent with a late snap here. Another screen pass set up to Tyrone Tracy. This time more room to roam. And timeout Giants. 8 seconds left in the half. No way Deontay Banks locking up Terry. I thought that was probably just some good inside help there from the safety. Tyler Newman did a good job on that jam. Friends, auto draft stole JD5 from me. That's crazy. That's unfortunate. What up, Eggs Off? Trash talking your division rivals, of course. And let's see what the Giants do here. Could opt to get into field goal range. Sideline pass is knocked away. Incomplete. And that is Mike Sandstrom. And that essentially eliminates the idea of a field goal before halftime. Graham Gano still holds the all-time longest kick in sim history at 61 yards. Won't have a chance to break it here, not on this drive. It is Hail Mary time for Russ and the Giants. Wilson stepping up in the pocket, hit as he throws down the middle, winds up incomplete. And we have hit halftime in Landover. Quick first half, low scoring. And mostly because the Commanders' offense cannot get going. Giants will receive the kickoff here. Disappointing end of that drive. Had a chance to score some points. Never even saw the other side of midfield. Good time to remind you, if you have not yet already, drop a like on the stream if you are enjoying this NFC East matchup. Second of the year already. in the final game of the 1 o'clock block as a return. Take it up to the 26-yard line. Russ will take over from here. Damn. Hating on your own team in a Madden sim is different. But you know what? Sometimes Giants fans just stoop down to that level. It's not their fault. It's really not. They don't deserve it. They have to embrace it. Theo Johnson here is in motion on 1st and 10. And Russ is going to find him across the middle. 9-yard pickup. Great start to the drive and the half for the G-Men. Good pickup. Well, appreciate all the love recently and all of these streams, uploads, and shorts. Hit 3,100 subs today. Just a couple of days after hitting 3K. Much appreciated. Tight end has been getting worked early here. Tyrone Tracy back to it. Looks like he's got first down yardage. They will give it to him. Just a 1-yard pickup. Does the job, though. Tyrone Tracy's been working out nicely here in week number 1, taking over the starting job. Which team is the less trash team? Find out at the end of the next half. Well, Giants are winning that so far. 1 minute into the second half. Already have a first down. Tyrone Tracy following blockers again. Frankie Louva with a big hit. Good push there from the Giants. And believe it or not, that push would be illegal in the NFL had that vote had passed. Yes, you heard that right. Offensive line, defensive line battles like that would have been banned if that had received 2 more votes. That is wild to think of. What up, Royal Reacts? Commander fans starting to get loud here. Trying to rally behind their defense. He had some movement up front. Looks like a snap infraction on the Giants. And no, this is going against Washington. And that will be a first down. I thought my stream crashed right there. Madden crashed. We're good, though. That will be a first down. They're on Payne jumping offside. That is a questionable call. Wow. And so with the penalty, Washington gives the Giants an automatic first down. Or I should say a first down with the yardage as Russ again running for his life, and he'll throw this one away. Don't want to talk basketball anymore. No, I can't blame me for that. I stopped paying attention to the Knicks game, and then I was like, okay. They might just have some like devil magic. You ever heard of the phrase, the devil resides in Gary, Indiana? It may be true. 2nd and 10 for the Giants. This time it's Slayton in motion. Handoff is to Tracy. Nice little jump step there. Gets him started. Only a 2-yard pickup. Still averaging over 10 yards a carry. Crazy to think about at this point in the game. Here comes the pick. We are yet to see a turnover. Could we be due? Been a very, very quick game so far. And again, no targets for Malik Neighbors. Could he see one here? Russ going deep in Neighbors' direction, in stride, but overthrew him. And Russ wants that one back desperately. Anytime you see press coverage on a speedster, you just got to watch out for the deep ball. Man. Brutal. And the Giants will punt it away again. Jamie Gillen stepping into this one. Looking to pin Washington. Fair catch signal for this one. Will bounce inside the 10. Out at the 6. Great punt there from the Cleveland Brown punter. For about 4 years, I believe. And a New York Giant ever since. Daniels has got to go the full 94 yards if he wants the lead back here in Washington. Still no end zone appearances for the Commanders in this electric offense. Looking to change that here on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And Brian Robinson almost maintained his balance there. After a neutralizing hit, stumbled down at the 13. Jimmy Gillen wins MVP last year, may as well. Sacrifice Jim Irsay for that. That is a wild statement to make, but I can't say that you're incredibly wrong. Final 5 minutes now of the 3rd quarter. Giants still clinging on to a 4-point lead, and that's a dangerous pass, but hauled in by the veteran, Austin Eckler. Dan Quinn doesn't mind. That is a huge catch. Up to the 21. More stream lag. Yeek. Looking like the Giants are going to bring some pressure here. On first and 10 from the 21, 5-man rush, and that means Daniels has someone open downfield. It's Noah Brown again. Got to get JCM in for Robinson at some point. Madden does not really like to make substitutions. Wish they would more often. Doesn't happen, though. Daniels now talking to Noah Brown at the top of the screen, following his completion. Little RPO down the field, and again, it's deflected and incomplete. Terrific pressure from the Giants. Trying to see who that was off the top edge. Looked like Brian Burns, maybe. Kevon Thibodeau, who's now going to be playing behind Abdul Carter. Crazy how he went from a top 3 pick to a substitute at this point. And he will have to earn his way back up there. Abdul Carter dropping back in coverage. Daniels up the play action. Check down football. Up the sideline. Works out nicely for the first down. That is John Bates. Good catch. Good run for the backup tight end. Not much Brian Burns can do in that situation. Had to play a hybrid pass rusher and linebacker simultaneously. Washington back to midfield. And an RPO, or a read option, I should say, taken by Daniels, and he will lose 2. And there is Dexter Lawrence. Told you he was due for a big play at some point. Led the NFL in sacks for quite some time last season. Thought maybe he'd actually finish as the leader. But for a defensive tackle in a 3-4 formation, quite impressive that he is still doing this at this point in his career. Extra blitzer coming again. Daniels, another dangerous ball. Hauled in at the 46. He is over 100 yards passing with that one. Quiet day for JD5. There is Deebo Samuel with another grab. Had he not gotten shut down, yeah, that's fair. And that brings up 3rd and a half dozen. Giants bring in extra pressure. Screen passes out there, incomplete. This will work out beautifully to Austin Eckler. Dozen yards picked up. And the drive will extend inside the Giant 35. Chains moved. Once more. Brian Robinson checking back in now. Two-headed monster here in Landover. Daniels, though, thinks it's his turn to go downfield and find Scary Terry. 11-yard pickup. Chaining first downs. Good stuff for the Commander offense. Good time to take a look at my Google form to see what the distribution of pick'ems was today, if I can pull it up in between plays. Daniels now still eyeing that go-ahead touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. Check down is to John Bates, and he's unable to turn his shoulders before Bobby Okereke is there to meet him at the 16-yard line. This should be a pretty lopsided pick'em, and it is 24-3 in favor of Washington, so this could be a huge blow. So quite a few pick'ems. We'll see what happens. Plenty of time to go. 7-yard pickup that time for the backup tight end. Daniels back to it, out of the backfield and near the end zone. Austin Eckler lays down a stiff arm, taken down at the 1. Where's Deebo? Deebo's in there. Had, I think, 3 catches so far in this game. Who's got the Giants? Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Go to the questions. Giants Commanders. Devontae Prod. Local Breadman and Tyler Hedgehog, the only 3. Rolling with the Giants. 1st and goal from the 1.5-yard line. B-Rob back in, going to take a direct step and dive for the end zone. Some trickery on the touchdown. Don't see that too often. I love it. Wow. Daniels had the easy job that time around. Had to stand there and pretend. And the Giants trail for the first time today. Hey, it took a while. Too many weapons, too much creativity. Dan Quinn was never the problem in Atlanta. Matt Gay on for the extra point, looking to put the Commanders ahead by a field goal. It's up and it's good. 30 seconds to go. A 94-yard drive from the Washington Commanders ends in a touchdown. That is what you call a march, ladies and gentlemen. That is miraculous. Giants, though, gonna have something to say about that. What'll it be? What will it be? Cliff's going to have himself a ball this season. I hope he does. Would be refreshing. And off for the kickoff is Matt Gay, returnable for the Giants. Still without a special teams touchdown this season. And that'll have to wait at least until the next one. Good return, though, up to the 32. Russell take back over. Field goal to tie it. Touchdown to take the lead heading into the fourth quarter. Jedi 5 does not need to always put the team on his back this year. I think he's going to get more help, and that's what you would love to have as a QB. Adding Debo will be great. The offensive line, like somebody mentioned earlier, is improved as well. So there's that for you. Opening drive touchdown, and since then it's been radio silence for Wilson and company. Theo Johnson was the touchdown scorer, collecting his 5th catch across the middle on a 6-yard pickup. Matt needs to hire you to be the voiceover of the game. I appreciate you. Cliff loves to score with his offensive line here, too. And you know what? It doesn't matter who scores. Promise you that much as we hit the end of 3 in Landover. What a quick game this is shaping out to be. Giants trail by a field goal. Into the final 8 minutes we go. Wilson got a fullback in the backfield with him here. Perhaps some extra protection. Theo Johnson, though, going to act as a receiver. And he is hit as he is arriving that one into his palm. Still going to be caught, though. Modest 3-yard gain. He'll take it. 3rd and 1. Could be 4-down territory. At this point in the game, and at this place on the field, 3rd and 1. Quick step taken. Russ, not sure he was ready. He'll take it, though, and fire to his tight end. Theo Johnson, catch number 7. First down, Giants. I did not believe Russ wanted that ball. J.C. Norton didn't throw a touchdown here, I'll cry. Get the tears ready, boss. Let me know when he arrives at the stadium. Looking like Washington will drop their linebackers here on 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Play clock down to 9. Just a 4-man rush. Wilson heaving this one deep down the field. Got him in up there. Malik Neighbors finally getting active inside the 10-yard line. What a throw from Russ, and you can tell these two have been waiting to connect for the first time ever. Somebody got lost in coverage. What a throw from Wilson. And the Giants looking for an explosive Week 1 upset here on the road. In an all-NFC East game, handoff is to Tracy, looking for the end zone, and he breaks the plane. Touchdown, Giants. Wow. What up, Santorio? Poor timing, my friend. Unfortunate. Glad to have you here, though. Tyrone Tracy deserved the opening drive touchdown. He'll take it here, though. And the G-men lead in the 4th. Whoa. Yeah, it's been a very quiet, very modest game so far. But Washington really has just kind of left the door open for the most part. Just had a 94-yard drive, though, so the offense is rolling, which is what matters right now. Graham Gano's extra point up and good. And how one play can completely change a game. Malik Neighbors with that deep reception, catch and run. Beats a couple defenders in the secondary. Will Harris and Quan Martin, I believe, were the two. Wouldn't make sense for both safeties to be there, though. Quan Martin, I know. I for sure saw a 20 running several yards behind Malik Neighbors that time. Time for another JD masterclass. Could happen. Supposed to be a contender this season. NFC is cooked if this is what happens, IRL. This ain't going to happen, IRL. I put money on it. Commanders back to it with an Austin Eckler return. And he bounces off a couple tackles up to the 30. Daniels doesn't have to go 94 this time. Just 70. Debo looking for his first touchdown as a Commander. No passing touchdowns yet today for JD5. If you're just joining us, direct snap taken to Brian Robinson on the previous scoring drive, and that is how we've gotten here. So a 14-10 game and a wide open target. It's Debo Samuel up to the 44. And an injured New York Giant, not a good sign. It looks like that is Alexander going down with the injury. Stop of the clock with 6:24 to go. Throw out the live poll here in just a moment. Giants are ahead, so this might get interesting. Let me know who you guys think is going to win based on time and situation. Hopefully Alexander is okay to return here in a little bit. Handoff is to B-Rob. And he'll pick up one that time. Washington trailing right now, marching. Gonna have to settle for just a yard that time as more copyrighted music plays through the speakers of Northwest Stadium. New stadium name for Washington now. Looking for a more stable home. Often referred to as the worst stadium in the NFL. Doesn't bother Austin Eckler, though, inside the 40. Taken down at the 36-yard line. Moving the chains again. What up, Buffalo Bills fan? What up, Matt Byrne? How do you deal with injuries when you play isolated games? I mean, I don't have them last anything longer than the game they play in. Can't really help if a quarterback goes down during a game, but they'll be back in the next one. Don't want any season-ending injuries or anything of that matter. Daniels back to the pistol here on a 1st and 10. Terry McLaurin in motion. Little touch passes going his direction. Looking to bounce it outside. And Javon Holland protecting that one well. 2-yard pickup, though. Commander fans thinking they're about to score again. Potentially could settle for a field goal if push comes to shove. Obviously not on the mind of Jaden Daniels right now. Trying to figure out what target he could pick out here. On a 2nd and 8. 5-man rush this time. Sideline pass and a tiptoe act from Terry McLaurin at the 22-yard line. First down, Washington. With under 5 to go now in the 4th quarter. Here we go. Starting to get interesting. Local Breadman looking for a pick. Haven't seen a turnover yet still. Could potentially be due for one here. From the 22 of New York. Check down is caught by Brian Robinson. And a tackle man by Micah McFadden at the 13. These sims take place in a perfect world. I mean, I'm not sure what perfect world you're referring to, because the Saints did lose in week 1. But if that makes you happy en route to potential 1st overall pick next year, whatever works for you. 9-yard pickup there on the catch from Brian Robinson, who gets this one on the ground, eyeing his 2nd touchdown. He will pick up 2. But it is a Washington Commander 1st down. Oh, no injuries. I got you. Yeah, in a perfect world where this field and East Rutherford don't mess up anything. So many injuries occurring on these football fields. Handoff is to Eckler looking for the end zone. He has got it. And Washington reinstates their lead in the 4th quarter. Another terrific drive. JD5 and the Commanders go from a 94-yard touchdown drive to a 70-yard touchdown drive back to back. And once again, Giants will have a chance to rebuttal. The poll, of course, as always, favoring the likely winner, especially now after that touchdown in Washington. 73% voting for the Commanders. Extra point attempt for Matt Gay is up and good. Commanders lead by a field goal. Just under 4 minutes left in a regulation. Just saw an Archie Manning scouting YouTube this morning. Archie Manning highlight and scouting reports already. That's wild. Archie Manning countdown has officially begun. I mean, you can't have the last name Manning and not pan out to be something, right? Surely not. Eckler quietly having a solid game. He has been very, very good. Can't forget about how good he used to be in Los Angeles. Was he ever a San Diego Charger, now that I think about it? Kind of forget when those two overlap. Giants once again trailing by a field goal and a terrible return. Only out to the 23-yard line, or else we'll have to deal with it. Looking for another marquee game-winning drive to add to his long, lengthy list in his career. Don't want to be too pedantic about, but the grandson is Arch. Yeah, that is true. And it's not, no direct relation, I should say, to Peyton and Eli. That is their brother's son, I believe. 3:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is loud at Northwest Stadium in Landover. Quick handoff to Tyrone Tracy, looking to break this one up the middle. Good start with a 9-yard pickup. All the Giants have to do is rely on him. 90 rushing yards, I believe, now on the afternoon. And the Browns gave up like 21. That was the Daniel Jones, so I don't find the humor in it personally. Great start to this drive, though, for the New York Giants. And off the play action. This is an open playbook type of play, almost intercepted, and it should have been for Marshawn Lattimore. That was almost verbatim the interception Russ threw in the Steelers-Ravens game last season. Should have been picked off. But the Giants live to see another day right through the hands of Marshawn Lattimore. And off is to Tracy, working for it, twisting and turning for the first down, over 100 yards rushing. SM almost called it true. Man. Here we go. Bunch formation to the left side this time for Wilson. Another low snap dealt with. Pass across the face of the field. Caught on the run by Darius Slayton. 7-yard gain. Graham Gano has one heck of a leg, so if you were on the Giants tonight, you should be in good hands, or good feet, I should say, more appropriately. We'll see. Might not even have to come down to that. One more step before the 2-minute warning. It'll be a read option, and Russ is going the wrong way. That was well read by the Commander secondary. Bring it up a 3rd and 4. Holy cell. Shape it up to be quite the sell job here. Could be 4-down territory on 3rd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Wan'Dale Robinson is the motion man. Russ, quick pass down the middle, finds his tight end, Theo Johnson, over 50 yards receiving on his 8th catch. How many weeks till Tua gets a concussion this year? Over under 2.5. Let me know who their opponents are, and I could probably base that off of if they played any division games or not. Wow. Drive continues. 1.5 minutes in regulation. Russ heaving this one, going for it all. Got him in the back corner. Wan'Dale Robinson couldn't get the feet down. Noah Igbenogany on the coverage, and I think he knew that was out of bounds. What a toss, though, from Russ. I appreciate that. Why not? Quinn Ewers, you are starting week 5, most likely. Wow. Would have been a game-changing play had that worked out. Malik Neighbors this time in motion across the face of the O-line. Russ will check it down to Tyrone Tracy. Room to work with near the first down. He'll be a yard short. But a good play. 2025 hot seat coaches, I would say Zach Taylor, Kevin Stefanski. Mike Tomlin could be on the hot seat too. I don't think so. His team's too bad. Start out with the AFC North right now. Why not? 3rd and a very short yard, but Russ looking to throw the football. Completes it to Wan'Dale Robinson. His first catch today, I believe. Dable, yeah, that's fair. Could be a couple others too. Too bad the Eagles stopped losing. I was close to my Sirianni getting fired pick last year. Into the final minute now in the no huddle. Wilson heaving this one to the end zone. His man's got a step and got a touchdown in the breadbasket. What a toss from Russ. And we'll see who that was. Maybe Darius Slayton coming down with that one. And the Giants steal the lead. This place has gone dead quiet. Darius Slayton gets a step on Marshawn Lattimore, and with the dive, hauls that one in for a late fourth quarter touchdown. Man, oh man, insanity. This is crazy. Plenty of time to go here. Commanders still have all 3 timeouts. Not looking good, though, for Washington. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he will knock this one through. That's a big extra point. Meaning Washington needs a touchdown. What a drive from Russell Wilson. Faced 2 third downs on that one. But they find a way. Converting a 3rd and 4, converting a 3rd and 1, and connecting with Darius Slayton for the go-ahead touchdown with under a minute to go in regulation. Graham Gano looking for an important kickoff here. What up, Chili? Austin Eckler looking for a big return to get the drive jump started. This is a JD5 type of situation, you're not wrong. And Eckler will take a return from the 5-yard line, and not a very promising one. Takes 4 seconds to get him to the 28. Daniels, 47 ticks on the clock. All 3 timeouts, very similar to the game-winning drive he had against the Philadelphia Eagles when they had Kenny Pickett, which really helped Washington sneak their way in to the postseason. Gonna need some more of the cardiac Commanders here, though. On the final drive of regulation, Daniels gonna step up and take what he is offered, which is a first down through a big hit. And he is gonna take his time. Okay, he is good. Washington takes a timeout. Just had to make sure he was responsive down there. That's the first priority, but it appears he is back in the huddle, taking his time. Good start, though, for Washington. Daniels is just fine after a big hit there. An important pickup of 11. First time out is taken. Sideline pass is directly where he wanted it. Terry McLaurin out of bounds as well. Up to the Giant 46. He is alive. He is breathing. He is conscious. Some might say he's unconscious if he can pull off this game-winning drive. We'll see. Only time will tell. Deontay Banks working on Terry McLaurin, who just had the first down catch from the backfield. There's Deebo Samuel. Not a very smart play. And don't give me another Madden moment. Please take a timeout here. Please take a timeout here. They're not going to. We're going to see a lot of time come off this clock. More than we should. And Washington not reaching for their second timeout yet. And now they do. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Unbelievable. You hate to see it. 11-6 to go. Commanders down to their final timeout. What up, Mikey? Brutal ending. Potentially. Daniels, though, does have one significant Hail Mary in his career. And I know some ears in this chat won't like to hear that, but it is the truth. Washington down now to their final timeout. 10 seconds to go. Screen pass set up. And this is caught by Brian Robinson, stiff arm. And a final timeout taken with 6 to go. One definite end zone shot, maybe a busted play in between. We'll see what happens. I wish I could control the timeouts. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I could take care of the clock a lot better than Madden. That's for sure. And in all likelihood, this will be the final play of the game. Daniels already has one Hail Mary, looking for another. Back of the end zone, knocked away, incomplete. And the New York Giants pull off the Week 1 shocker. 21-17 on the road. And the Russ era off to a great start in East Rutherford. Wow. 24 pick'ems lose today. What a game. What a game-winning drive from Russ. Crazy upset. Maybe a little bit of a late season hangover for Washington and their fans. Not too pleased about it, man. What a great game, though. Terrific. I shouldn't say terrific ending. Wish Madden would have coordinated that last drive a lot better, but it happens. This is Madden after all, not our first rodeo at all. Appreciate you guys joining me today, though. Hopefully you did enjoy. Tomorrow we begin the 4 o'clock block with a great game. You got Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos taking on Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick, and the Tennessee Titans. Should be a great one. Hope to see you there.